This is Dinner at Lola. We've got a good show tonight. We've got the awesome David Ramsey tonight.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
Yep. The brilliant Eugene Byrd.
Woo! I can agree with that.
Yeah.
That feels good.
That's love.
Yeah, that feels good.
Yes.
The
Careful now.
No, I got you. The ridiculously talented Adrienne Wilkinson.
Well done, you. Thank you.
My man, fellow scribe. I have a lot of respect for this guy here. Deric Hughes, very talented writer. Deric Hughes, everyone. I have to tell you, true story, the reason I got to give Deric a lot of juice, Deric got me my first agent out here. He did. And from
Found him on Craigslist.
No, it was good agent, big agency, one of the biggest agencies. But it was without prompt too.
It's when you first got out here?
That's a few years ago. I got hired, writing for the Cleveland show. So you all know each other, right? Before the show, before this.
Well, some of us, I didn't know you.
Exactly. I knew everybody but David, so yeah.
This is the
So it's the first time you guys have met. But you knew each other's work, right?
Yeah, but I don't think we've ever been in a room together, so yeah.
How are you good? Are you okay?
I'm a little nervous. He's making me slightly uncomfortable, but I have a barrier with Eugene.
You got Deric, you got
yeah.
Eugene.
Am I called a barrier now? This is barrier.
The barrier of Hollywood.
Barrier. I'm the wingman. I've always been a consummate wingman.
Is that right?
Yeah, man, like 3 of my boys got married because of me.
Really?
Word.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Always a groomsman.
So you all work right now, I know you guys have done a lot of different things, but you all work sort of in a specific genre right now, sort of this sci-fi comic world, yeah? Can we talk about, we can't talk about your thing yet, huh?
We'll talk about what thing?
The thing you just signed. Tell the people.
I just closed my deal last week.
Yeah, man. To do what?
Be a co-executive producer on The Flash.
Bro, congratulations, man.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
that is great.
Yeah, and it all came about because my writing partner, whose name is Ben Rabb, we were invited to come in and write an episode of The Flash. It's an episode called King Shark.
King Shark. King Shark.
King
With my
Shark.
man right here,
King
who
Shark.
was awesome guest star, and it was a lot of fun. And then we got the call last week saying like, hey, would you like to come on board for the 3rd season of Flash? And so
you were
we
like,
start
hell
we
yeah.
start we start running tomorrow.
I'll cheers. Cheers.
I'm the only girl.
I know you gotta have eye contact.
Yes,
Cheers.
thank you.
You do?
Yes.
What is that about? You guys know what that is?
This is what I heard. The reason why the cheers was hard was because they poisoned a lot of
You told me,
people
because
back in the
it
day, right?
clanked and then
if it dripped into it hit it real hard and it dripped into the other glass, and then if you drank it, then you would know that the other person didn't poison you.
Oh, so that was the idea. So I would like get my drink in your drink.
And that's why they were thicker.
That just feels like a terrible plan.
Why they had eye contact, I don't know. It's a little creepy.
No, well, because you wanna look the man in the eye.
Yeah. Is it poison? Is it poison? Is it poison?
Oh, that makes sense. I heard you brought your own whiskey glass.
I did, man, because they're Versace's. And they're a little ostentatious, but
And you're a whiskey drinker.
I'm a whiskey drinker. This is a Kentucky Mule, though.
Okay.
Right? And it's very, very nice. And we just bought it. Just bought the glasses. They were cheap with our dollar.
Got
Not
it.
really cheap, but comparatively.
Well,
Man, I had to come here and look good with my man, with everybody, and so.
I understand.
Is that pewter?
All right.
Is it what?
It is pewter. It's like a Bishop Don Juan thing going on, right?
No, this is classy.
It's not bejeweled though.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not trust me.
As you said, it's something. So you're working on Star Trek Renegades.
Yes.
And will you explain what this sort of incarnation of Star Trek is for everybody that
Yes,
doesn't know?
we take place about 10 years after Voyager. I am a descendant of Khan, and I lead what is like a Black Ops team. So I'm working for Starfleet, doing the missions that have to be done, but the missions that they can't admit that they're doing.
You're kind of a elevated human, aren't you?
I'm a slight badass, like I'm a little
You're
bit...
genetically modified human.
Yes.
Eugenic.
Star Trek Renegades, for people that don't know, it was a movie you shot last year, but now they're doing it as a TV show?
Kind of, yes.
Okay, explain that.
Last year we shot this feature-length pilot that takes place, as I said, about 10 years after Voyager, and about half the cast is Star Trek veterans, and about half of us are brand new. And we had great success with that last year, so we're doing another episode, which is kind of historic because Walter Koenig, who plays Chekhov, decided he wanted to be in charge of killing his character off. He didn't just want to fade off into the ether, he wanted a decide how his character bowed out. So the episode, the next thing that we are shooting is actually going to be his death, which is quite dramatic and heroic, and yeah.
It sucks in a weird way, though. It's like another
Well,
part
it
of my
sucks in a weird
childhood.
way, but his theory is that he would rather that there's not no ending. He would rather actually have, you know, some say in how he goes out and how his character wraps up, and, you know, he's spry, but he's not particularly young, so he knows that.
Admiral and killed off Kirk,
Well, I gotta say, it's,
which is it was horrible. It was a horrible way they killed him off.
Kirk.
It was the worst. Huh?
He brought him back in the novels. He brought him back in a subsequent book where it was just like Kirk was brought back to life, written by William Shatner. So
He just did it on his own.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have that book. I just can't remember what it is.
Tell us how you got Flash. Because you were writing on what, Beauty and the Beast?
I was right on Beauty and the Beast for 2 seasons with my writing partner, Ben Rabb. And before that, we were writing on a show called Warehouse 13, which was on the Sci-Fi Channel. Andrew Kreisberg, who is the showrunner for The Flash, we worked with him on Warehouse 13. So when we wrapped up Beauty and the Beast last October, we had a meeting over at Greg Berlanti's company. They said, hey, we're looking for some writers that can come in and help out with The Flash for season 2. Would you be interested in writing an episode? So we did. And we wrote the King Shark episode.
So you wrote that on spec?
Yeah, freelance.
You got it.
Yeah. About a week ago, we got a call from the Flash group saying, hey, guys, be interested in joining the show for season 3.
Did the Flash call you himself?
No.
You guys do a lot of voiceover for animated shows and video games.
I'm doing something right now. I don't know if I can talk about it yet. But yes, Gears of War 4 coming out. And
How'd you get into that?
you know as well as I do, it takes forever, but once you get in, it's like it just starts to come. You just get more work after more work. Because then it's like one writer likes you, one producer likes you, an animator will like you, you know, and then all of a sudden they just pull you into different stuff, especially if the game's a hit.
What was the first game you did? Do you remember?
First game I did, I did like Call of Duty Finest Hour, but I paid a bunch of people. The most racist thing I did was I did Scarface, and I played nothing but a bunch of Jamaicans.
The first you did Metal Gear Solid.
There's a war for
A bunch of white people shooting people, right?
two different. Like in this one, at least there's a black guy shooting stuff. In this
And you
one.
played the black guy?
I played a black guy.
What was his name?
Delmont Walker.
How many times did you get arrested in the game?
Actually, not at all.
Okay.
You know why?
What was that?
Because it's on another planet.
well, I come at this from a different place, because I gotta say, you guys are all worried about how many times you get arrested or whatnot, but I don't think I've ever survived a video game. I am murdered or killed, and like all the time.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah, like the chicks are always like.
It is kind of sad because the fact is it's changing more. Because the girl in mine, Laura Bailey, she's going to survive.
Nice.
She's going, and actually she's probably a big heroine, which I think is really cool what's happening in the genre now.
I'm sadly not much of a gamer, which I know sort of makes me insane at this table, but I was fascinated to find out how much dudes are into the pick your own outfit for your character feature. Like that blew my mind when they're like, no, this is serious. Like games are.
It's a real deal.
Yeah, it is real. I was
You
like,
understand?
really?
I watch my friends literally like, man, what are you doing, man? Yo, I'm trying to find the right sneakers for my dude, man. For a basketball game. You're like, yo, man, I've been playing all night, man. I'm trying to get this one accessory, man. This one accessory. What is it? Man, it's this knee brace, yo, but it's like one of them McDavid knee braces. You know, like it's official, yo, and I'm trying to get that real one.
Did you guys know each other before Arrow?
You want
This
to say a
stuff
word?
is delicious.
I'll
add on.
You
Sorry,
add on?
sorry.
Okay, because he's feeding his muscles. We did a pilot called Thing About Family. Yvette Lee Bowser was for NBC. It was me, David. David was the lead. And it was Thelma Hopkins, I was my mom, and Gabrielle Union was our sister, Essence Atkins. I mean, it was actually a great cast. It just, you know, it's the luck of the draw. But I got a call saying, hey, you want to pay this dude on this show, Arrow's brother? I was like, David? Yeah, I'll do that.
Right.
And of course, I was like, hey, I'm going to play the good guy. I said, oh, no, you're evil.
No.
Nah, you're evil. I'm like, but I get to be good.
Do you want to be?
Really?
It's more fun to be
Because you know what I
bad.
always told somebody? I said, what I loved about us working together was the fact that we were the same, we were two sides of the same coin. You could see the love of brothers between us, but you could also see that we just saw the world differently.
Right.
And that's what I found fun about playing this character.
I was doing a show called Blue Bloods with
Cop show, right?
Yeah, Cop Show with
Tom Selleck?
Tom Selleck and Donnie Wahlberg, right? Out in Brooklyn. And that's another big show, man. 10
That show
o'clock
keeps
on a
going.
Friday.
It's on. It just keeps
and just
going.
so it's just like 13 million people watching that joint. Yeah. Like it's never going off.
And it's Tom Selleck.
And it's Selleck, man. Don't ever cut the mustache.
But how did you get Arrow? So Blue Bloods.
Berlanti saw me in that show, and they weren't willing to pull the trigger, make me a regular. And he was like, "Yo, you wanna, look at this character, John Diggle. He doesn't have much to do in the pilot, but he becomes like a real, the guy."
It was a straight offer. You didn't have to come.
You know how these auditions get set up because you got to test, but you're testing against like the actor who was the third string for the Packers who decided to like leave the league and become an actor. He's like in the room and he's sweating and it's like, oh, okay. It was good, got the role, and it's been great.
And explain the role for people who haven't seen it.
I heard you beat out Idris Elba.
That's right. Is that right? Idris? No, he didn't. No. Are you joking?
No, the offer goes out to Idris all the time.
Yeah.
It's just,
Right. Well, I didn't beat him out. I didn't beat Idris. Idris decided not to take the role.
Idris was like this. Nah, give it to that brother.
The character is a Special Forces Army Ranger. He works for the Queen family as the driver and a bodyguard.
You were about to say chauffeur.
I was. As a driver.
Joe.
And he finds out his secret that he's Green Arrow. Green Arrow offers him to like help in his crusade, and that's the story. They called me like, "Yo, we need somebody to play your brother." And I said, "Well, listen, there's only one person. I swear to God, I said there's only one person I think can do it, but I'll give you
Idris Elba.
I'll give you 3 names. Eugene's your guy, but here are 2 other names I think are good. If you don't like Eugene for whatever reason, they're good too, but Eugene's really your guy."
Really?
Yeah. And I got to say that because you haven't gotten me any jobs.
You're actually.
I'm actually putting you out on camera.
I already put you up for something, so you can keep talking. How much liquor have I had?
A lot.
Like,
More liquor, please.
But that is actually very cool. I don't know if enough people do that.
That's how I got my real first video game. Was my boy Nicholas Gonzalez and suggested me, and I went in. They were like, "Yeah, so he suggested you, but it's your job."
I will say it's easier to recommend talented friends than your friends that
But at the end of the day, this is all to Eugene's credit because if he doesn't do it in the room, it doesn't matter how many.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
If he doesn't perform, then it's like
You got to do it.
right. And then it looks bad on us who recommended him. It's like, "Yo, Eugene, we're gonna go another way." David, thank you for recommending.
And also, and damn, sorry, we kind of cut you out of episode 6.
And by the way, Diggle died. A horrible death.
Right. So you had to gain weight. You had to put on some muscle for the role.
How you get my swole on?
Was that hard?
Yes.
Was it something you
But
wanted to do?
I want
hard
to
to
do. Honest
maintain?
with you, it was really Steven that really kind of
With the lobster.
Yeah, because Steven was swole the first season.
I heard. I saw.
He just worked out all the time for the pilot. And then I came in, I wasn't small,
Right.
but I was just like, so I'm playing your bodyguard, right?
And you,
So it was just meal plan, creatine, 5,500 calories a day, just eating 2 a days. It's really the eating.
Yeah.
It's really the eating and the sleep. Because you grow when you sleep.
Shirt off.
This what this dude is doing. This is the dude doing what I'm
We used to
saying.
do. Used to
Do this shit. I see him in scenes. He's like, yeah, Gene, Gene, I don't know, man. Things is crazy, man.
And that, listen, by the way, this is with baby oil.
Yes. Talking to me.
Telling you don't have to work out. Nah, you good just like you are.
Over my uniform.
On my uniform. Any episode of Arrow, this dude has perfected so Oliver, tell me why. And then it's like, the arms are like this, so his muscle would pop out this way and this way.
It's very strategic.
It's very strategic.
It's very strategic.
Did you do all your own stunts for the Diggle, baby?
God bless stunt doubles. That's what I say.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I do what I can, but I'm not crazy.
Right.
I'm not a fool.
But you used to dance, though, right?
Yes, I was a dancer forever and ever, which means I pick up the choreography really quickly. And I can look pretty badass. But I mean, if anyone ever hit me, I would burst into tears instantaneously. I'm not signing up for that. No way.
I'm not mad
No,
at you.
yeah, exactly. That's why they're there. That's why they're stunt doubles.
Exactly.
But as writers, we just get to write the shit.
Stunt writers coming
Stunt writers, we come. Ghost writers.
I love how y'all write that isn't technically possible?
This must have been written by a stunt writer. Some bullshit. Who wrote this?
If you could play any superhero in the film, who would it be? Everybody.
In a film?
In a film?
Yeah, you could choose anybody, any superhero.
Spider-Man.
You know, it's only because I got so hip to him through
John Stewart?
Of course, John Stewart.
Yeah, I played Green Lantern. Yeah, only because I got so hip. I mean, I knew who he was and whatnot, but it's just there's so much stuff I read about him since doing Arrow, and it's just like, damn, it's a dope character.
Yeah.
So dope.
Question for you:
Yeah.
If you could, as an actor, who would you want to be? Or if you could write it, whose story would you write?
I don't know. I'm pretty happy right now. You know, starting to write on the Flash. It's like that.
He doesn't want. He just got the job.
This why you don't I just said a Marvel character.
He doesn't want to.
Say something.
He doesn't want to say some bull. Like
I want to be Black Lightning. Static Shock.
You already chose Spider-Man.
Damn it.
I would like to go rogue and choose some groovy dude, but I have to say, I was obsessed with how they did Elektra in Daredevil this season.
Elodie
So,
Young.
like,
Yeah.
I was like, that was amazing.
so you would want to do Elektra?
That the way that everything about the way they developed that character, I was like, I'm in. I am so in. I
dig that.
I'm sorry.
The new Wolverine. It's a woman.
X-23.
Could I pull that
X-23.
off? See, I'm having a war inside me between would I want to do that or would I feel I would look like an asshat?
No,
like-
she's going to be dope.
You should write for that show.
There is no show.
Does it bother you, or is it good that you have these movie stars who have these huge careers? Are they sort of messing up TV?
I don't think so. Ultimately, I mean, I think it was the same thing theater saw.
Yeah.
Right? As this rush of stars kind of, they open up a lot of Broadway shows. Not all Broadway shows, but I think ultimately, there's so much good television now.
There's over 400 scripted.
It's ridiculous.
And they're all
like
great,
that.
right?
There's so much good television that it's just.
But it does make sense. I mean, anybody who's got the power is going to go where they think the material is the best, and there's no denying that there's
Well,
insanely
for the
great
longest-
material.
That's consistent.
Well,
That's a
and
consistent
also
paycheck.
for the longest time, there was this sort of like taboo, like if you were a movie star, looking at you know, looked down on TV. But then once actually movie stars started getting a taste of like, wait a minute, I can shoot this in 6 months and then not have to and get paid, and then not have to worry about the rest of the year, and stay in California or stay wherever I need to be.
But also, when actors didn't sing, singers didn't act. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It used to, that was all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
Everybody stayed in their lane.
everybody stayed kind of in their lane. But now it's just,
There's a lot of bad drivers out here right now.
I don't think anybody from the comic book world is going to end up being in the movie thing. You know what I mean? Like in Justice League, or you won't see Stephen Amell playing Green Arrow
Got it.
in the movies.
Although he should.
Although he
No, they
should.
should, because they
It's
should
like,
keep the continuity.
yeah, Grant should play the Flash.
Exactly.
It's like,
exactly. But that
it's
won't
in the
happen.
movie.
If I'm an exec, right? And I was really pondering this, man, because it was really bothering me. And Steven talk about this all the time. But if I'm an exec at Warner Brothers, and I have a franchise, right, and I have all these shows, these great shows making me millions, even potentially billions of dollars on television, Stephen Amell is one of the leads of it, right? If I pluck Stephen Amell from this franchise, put him in a movie, let's say the movie doesn't do well. What does that possibly do to my fan base on television? Possibly. What if it does great?
Yes.
Now my Stephen Amell, who's making X amount of dollars, comes back to my show and wants
way more dollars.
$500 million. So if I'm an exec and I have him there doing great, why would I risk whether him doing well or bad? Because it's too big of a risk either way.
There's no reason to do it.
I only lose if I take a risk that I don't have to take by plucking him out of a franchise that's already successful.
Do you guys do a British accent? Because if you guys might make a lot of money.
So I have a friend who's American, right? Couldn't get an agent here to save his life. He was working as a limo driver. And he, for a week, was driving these guys around that were big Australian talent agents. And by the end of the week, they decided to sign him. But they don't say where he's from, but they call from Australia. They're doing all of their business from Australia, just presenting him as one of their clients. So everyone assumes he's Australian with a spot-on American accent.
Wow.
And he went from not booking anything
To booking everything.
to booking all kinds of stuff just because of the narrative.
Oh, that's
And
so
it
depressing.
was Chris Hemsworth, right?
I gotta say though, that is actually sort of depressing.
Right? Well, it's totally depressing, but it's also impressive in the small story. In the bigger
Yes, of
umbrella
course.
story, it's like, oh.
I had fun with you guys tonight. This is good. I've got some gifts for you all. These goodie bags from the Peg Effect, good friends of Dinner at Lola. There are different hygienic products So you can just keep it in your car. If you see somebody out at a light or something who looks like they might be in need, you can just hand them this. There's toothbrush, toothpaste, wipes, deodorant. The mission statement for Peg Effect is to empower through the cycle of giving. So we've all been given a lot. Go give this out, go give back. And then you can buy more of those, pegeffect.org. We did it. I want to thank you guys.
Thank you, pal.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Right on. Thank you. Right on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
that's it. Deric got a Tesla. Them motherfuckers drives themselves.